Attention, whelps, stand straight before your commander. My name is Rattus, and this is my army. Some of the Covenant's finest Ungoi soldiers. Oh, I see. You don't think we Ungoi can be as strong like our brute and elite counterparts? Well, I'll have you know that we fight with the Covenant's glory always at the forefront of our minds. The eyes of the prophets are on us, and we shall not fail. Admittedly, you wouldn't be the first to doubt our strength, but you might just be the last. Our mission is to cleanse this planet of the human scum that walk its surface, scrubbing and purifying it for the great journey with our holy plasma. All the while enjoying and basking in the pros, and also dealing with the cons of what it's like to have an army. First things first though, we need a base of our own. As much as I would love to build our own, I actually think it would be much easier to take one from these weak humans. Slaughtering the inhabitants, retrofitting it into a proper Covenant temple. But this is where we run into issues with having an army. The travel time is almost 2.5 days, and we're going to need to be able to feed our army as they're traveling. And we currently don't have any food. Thankfully, the Ungoi digestion system is very hearty, and the wildlife of this planet seems to be edible. So we began slaughtering them in mass, immediately throwing together a few butchering tables. That way we could begin butchering them, of course, using their meat on several different campfires to cook up a few primitive meals. Nothing like the succulent nutrient paste from the food nipples aboard the Holy City High Charity, but it'll do. We're gonna have to get these grunts out killing pretty soon though, otherwise we might not have much of an army left. Our first night on the planet's surface was nothing but killing wildlife and cooking it up into meals in preparation for our journey the very next morning. We were sure to get plenty of rest the night before. The sands were still warm, and to be honest with you, they were quite cozy, considering our usual accommodations. As soon as we awoke, we stuffed all the food into all of our crevices and head for the human base, arriving a couple days later. Ah, we have arrived, and we are bringing the glory and the power of the Covenant onto the heads of these dirty humans. That one there appears to have some type of spike grenades. Oh my! Looks like they've already gotten their hands on some of the Covenant technology somehow. These are human, of course, but they're not UNSC. They're insurrectionists, so the rebels fighting the UNSC, but they also have some similar makeshift armor. I'm guessing they just take whatever they can get and they use it, but unfortunately for them, it's not going to be near enough. Our army of grunts are just going to, I can't wait. I really can't wait. We are going to really plow through them. I'm going to stop everyone. I want to, as bad as it is to stay in one large group, that's kind of what I'm going to do. Where are all their turrets? So they've got one right there. I'm trying to plan how to best do this without taking too many casualties. I say we just move in. We should all immediately start focus firing on that turret and we'll take it out. It's going to have some superior range for a second. This is going to hurt some of us, but yeah, it didn't last too long. All right, spread out, everyone, and prepare yourself. Ow! Ow! Ravian Black. Here we go. There we go. Ravian Black is down, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Here we go. A gigantic wall of plasma. Uh-oh. That person's got superior range on us, though. Oh, God. All right. Many of us are getting hurt. Let's be very careful, but let us also continue pushing forward a bit. There we go. Now they're fleeing. Okay. They're coming right for us. Perfect, 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 perfect. Great. All right, Commando Chief. Many of our folks are injured, but I don't think anyone's going to die anytime soon. Some of us have lost a few fingers and ears. Oh, Ravian Black, you are quite injured. We've got a shit ton of people. We need to figure out who our best doctors and stuff are. Let's go ahead and start tending to Ravian Black. Start tending to everyone as well here, just to ensure that nobody ends up dying. It's a bit of a messed, and that's alright. That's okay. We'll start tending to you, and I think we'll be good. Sleepy Lou, you were injured as well. Some of us are absolutely terrible at medical. Some of us are like, okay, yeah, like Bishy, okay, not too bad, right? Alright, while you folks start tending to our wounded, the rest of us are gonna start moving in on Elaine. Oh, we've got one left, huh? Hello, hello. Goodbye. Base has been destroyed. We'll destroy the turrets. We don't want any of these filthy human weapons, of course, so let us go ahead and start doing that. We're going to try to rebuild this base from the ground up for our army, and, you know, part of that, of course, is going to be taking out the human weapons, so we might as well. There we go. We'll start building some proper plasma turrets soon enough. Let's start... I guess some of us could tend to ourselves. I'm guessing we also have some medicine around here somewhere, don't we? Let's go ahead, actually, and we'll start exploring some of these areas. We're gonna go ahead and claim everything, and we'll start checking out what's in these buildings here. We do need to be careful in case there are more humans, but I don't think there are. Oh, here's some medicine we can use. It is human industrial medicine, but it's better than none at all. We have some local wildlife that it appears they've been hunting and fishing for. Okay. A bit of a bedroom. None of this really matters because we are going to be completely decimating all the infrastructure here and rebuilding. We do have some food though. Okay, and let's see. Okay, not much of anything. Not much of anything. But we have our very first base, so let us start refitting and refurbishing, right? And let us make it a proper base that we can actually begin using. Looks like we also need to finish off many of these humans here, so let's kill them too. One of the first materials that we need, and perhaps one of the most important key ingredients to building a proper Covenant base, is going to be steel. After chipping and mining away for hours on end as the sun was getting low, and actually into the next day as well, because this took quite a while, we were building a proper barracks with some somewhat comfortable beds. These are 3 high bunk beds, the perfect compact resting spots for our mediocrely sized soldiers in comparison to other aliens. Now, as we've already learned and we're well acquainted with, to have an army of this size and to keep them happy and also alive, we need a lot of food. So along the rivers around the base where all the fertile soil is, we are going to be planting a crop that is very native to many human worlds. I think they call it rice. It is the perfect crop as it grows extremely fast and is quite abundant. Again, it's no nutrient paste, but it'll do for now. Within our first day of being here, we've already hunted all of the wildlife, cooking their precious meat into some meals that should sustain us until the rice is grown. That and some agave fruit, and I think we'll be okay for the time being. We had a lot of work to do though, so we would immediately begin collecting plenty more resources, as many components and as much steel as we could. These resources would immediately be pumped into building us some high-tech research benches. If we're going to dominate this backwater planet at the edge of the galaxy for our forerunner gods, we're going to have to educate ourselves just a tiny bit. The first research project we'll be working on is geothermal power. Admittedly, this is very primitive, quite suitable for this planet, I would say, but by our holy empire standards, it is barely going to be a drop in the bucket of the amount of electricity we're going to need to generate to accomplish our mission. Nevertheless, we built one, and it is going to power our base and our research tables for now. Our main goal here was going to be Starflight Basics, as this was going to be what we needed to build our very own Covenant cruiser, one that we could use to glass the humans and their bases with ease. The only issue is we needed a multi-analyzer before we could begin down this research branch, and we didn't have near enough plasteel or even gold to go about building one. Naturally, being the rambunctious, resourceful species that we are, we started mining through every little bit and bob of rock formation that we could find within this region that we've taken for ourselves, but nope. No gold, I'm afraid. I guess we'll just have to go take some. But as you and I both know already by this point, we need a lot of food to march this army anywhere that we choose, so we started setting up a large kitchen with many stoves to cook as many meals as possible before we would finally head out to yet another human base. Ah, we've arrived at yet another human settlement. More insurrectionists, of course. Let's take a look around. So I do notice they have some actual infrastructure here with roads leading out of the area. They also appear to have some primitive vehicles. Nothing of that of the standards of the Covenant, but they also have some decent looking defenses with there being turrets and what have you, and some kind of large radio tower. I do notice a lot of stone chunks. It did look like from a distance this area had some mining operations or some type of industrial operations going on inside this small mountain. So there's a good chance that we'll find the type of resources we're looking for. We still have to practice some caution here. Of course, that was a large fellow in some type of working suit. We still have to practice quite a bit of caution just because there's a lot of industrial working folk. Doesn't mean that they can't hurt us or kill us, so we need to watch what we're doing, obviously. That being said, we're gonna do what we grunts do best. We're gonna run at them full force and hope for the best, and hopefully none of us die. Our weaponry, obviously, the plasma pistols, could make a massive chunk, blow out a massive chunk through a human's chest, but the range of them is not great, and that's where the issue really lies. So I'm going to try to take some cover back here behind the ancient structures and what have you, and we're going to try to take out some of these turrets, and just as well, we might use it for cover to take out their actual soldiers and fighting force as well, because otherwise, I think it'll be really bad for us. Let's see if we can get some decent... Yeah. We should destroy it pretty quickly. There we go. Okay, everybody, I guess we'll stay in cover. That other turret's already hitting us? Oh, it's got some crazy range as well. Okay. Let's see. What's caused their generators to get destroyed? I don't even know. Here they come, though, so we need to prep and be ready for them. Oh my god. Alright, so as they're doing that, let's get another fighting force down here to help us flank them. I think that'll be the best way to handle it. Oh god, okay, we've got 2 of our grunts going down though. Oh god, okay, everybody, yeah. Get in the little cave system here, take some cover as best you can. Brocky TV, oh god, okay. Alright, come up here, drop him, everybody open fire. Do we just rush them? We could just rush them. We're already outgunning them, and really... Yeah, there we go, base destroyed. The biggest thing that we have to our advantage is the fact that we have a lot of numbers on our side. Sure, we could end up taking a lot of casualties, but our firepower really just comes from our sheer numbers. And if we're not using that to our advantage, we're basically not using anything, right? Oh my god, please. There we go. Okay, everybody move. We do have many of our people down, though, now, so we need to quickly begin tending to them. Alright, I've got it set up. We should be tending to our wounded, except for those who can stand. Oh, okay. It looks like they're losing power. Let's keep it that way. We might have damaged one of the... No, the power's kind of coming back on. Alright, immediately... If we can manage to destroy these generators, we should, yes, keep the power off. That's the best way to handle it. Let's hope that was it. Oh, solar panel, okay. I think we might be good to go in. We still need to watch out for things like turrets on the inside, but we might be good to go in. Let's go ahead and claim the area. I have no interest in staying here, though, of course. Okay, let's start scouting out the place. Let's find what we can find. Oh, everybody's collapsing due to exhaustion. My word. What is this? Ah, this is part of the radio tower. Okay, that might have some decent resources in it. We'll check down here. I'm gonna send some... Ah, okay. So we do have mining. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, another turret. My bad. I got scared. I thought that was inside somewhere. Okay, we're all right, I think. So we do have mining. We've got some stuff here. Components, jade. Anything in this room? Nothing in there. We've got some jade we could mine. I don't really care about jade. We've got plasteel and gold. And I think, let's see, we claim these. See how much there is. Wrong button. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. We have a stack of jade, 8 components, 37 gold, and 64 plasteel. I think that's enough for the multi-analyzer. As for the rest of this place, I'm going to tear it apart. I believe we'll take as many of the resources back with us as possible. I think that's going to be our best bet. We'll destroy this vehicle. Actually, let's step back. It might explode from the plasma. I want to destroy the vehicle. I think it might give us some components. We don't want it to blow up on us, though, of course. Okay, there we go. We've got some parts we could use, and we got some chem fuel and stuff. That's not too bad. We'll get everybody tended to, though, and I'm going to start tearing this place apart. And indeed, we would, of course, begin deconstructing everything that we could get our grubby little mitts on, getting us plenty of components, plasteel, so on and so on. All the useful resources that we need. We also cracked open that destroyed mech suit, and there was a human inside still. Was a human. I must say, though, this industrial frame, even for a human design, is, or was, quite sturdy. Perhaps we could take some inspiration and build onto this design properly, giving our grunts a powerful mech suit. Let's just agree not to tell the prophets where we got the idea, okay? Now, finally, with these resources in tow, we could head back home and build our multi-analyzer, unlocking all of the high-tech research for us. Speaking of which, we're now going to begin working on advanced fabrication, then leading us straight into Starflight basics. We Ungoi may not be known for our most brightest minds among the vast races of the Covenant Empire, but what we lack in brains we make up for in numbers, and with enough brains, we're pretty darn smart. Something we Ungoi are known for, though, other than being able to reproduce quite quickly, and just how much we enjoy doing so, of course, is how industrial we are, and we are going to be putting our industrious talents to good use by building a large defensive perimeter around our entire base. Our Covenant alloy rivals that of even plasteel. I thought for the entranceway of the base, why don't we throw the corpses of our enemies out there, not only to scare away any dirty ne'er-do-wells, but also to demoralize any of our enemies. One day you're a UNSC soldier serving next to your childhood buddy Frank, and then you see his head on a spike. I'd feel pretty scared if I were you. Now then, we finished our research into advanced fabrication. Starflight Basics is next. And as we begin on this crucial research, we are going to begin actually upgrading this base as we talked about very early on. We're going to be swapping out these shitty old wooden and clay shacks for some proper Covenant alloy shacks, admittedly. First and foremost here, we have our new storage facility. I know what you're thinking, whoa, but Ratters, the inside of this facility, it's nothing but wooden shelves. Well, I'll let you in on a little insider secret. Our Covenant alloy, quote-unquote, is really just a shit ton more steel than normal steel walls. Keep it between us. But I don't feel like wasting all that steel on shelves, so we'll end up painting these later. On the outside of the storage facility, we're going to be building a bit of a recreation corner where we can enjoy some of these human recreational games. I think this one's called pool or billiards if you want to get fancy, and we're even going to be indulging ourselves in a little bit of gambling. Keeps our senses sharp, keeps us entertained, and best of all, it also keeps us from beating the shit out of each other. Now then, it's time for us to harvest our dye and start painting all of our shelves to a more appropriate, holy, religious purple. Now you might think that I'm just doing this for, I don't know, appearance's sake, but purple is actually quite significant to our ideology and thus our religion, you asshole! And also there's a bit of a beneficial boost to it as it is the favorite color of our entire army. Now we still have quite a bit of work to do, like changing out the wooden flooring and fixing up the place a bit more, but for now I'm pretty content, and as is everyone else, with just how well our little temple conversion is going. We also finished that research we needed to begin building our very own ship. Although, there is one little issue. We need to work on things like rocket propulsion for our holy vessel. However, to build a vessel, we will need a lot of plasteel, quite literally as much as we can obtain. Currently, we have 14. Not good, but a start, if nothing else. But if we were to research some proper Covenant dropships, we could theoretically take these to orbit to harvest plasteel from asteroids. Perhaps, quite frankly, the easiest way of doing so without risking the lives of our soldiers. And so that's exactly what we would begin working on. We also made our laboratory a bit more comfortable for all of our researching Ungoi up until we ended up getting attacked. I suppose we should have known this was coming. We've already attacked and destroyed 2 of their bases and towns. Ah, siege. If I can be honest with you, I'm shocked it took them this long. I'm also very shocked it's still us fighting insurrectionists. No response from the UNSC, who is basically they're locked in combat, of course, with insurrectionists, but I don't know. Just seems like they would have realized that we're on the planet by now. But perhaps they're so busy fighting with insurrectionists, they don't even realize just how much of a threat we really are. Let us come about from the northwest up here. Some things to consider. I'm looking at their weapons. We have a few workloaders. I think we can take these apart for plasteel, which is great news, of course. But some of them, like this one, have a UNSC-issued sniper rifle. Others, the standard weaponry. But that one there, in particular, very concerning. I'd like to focus on them first, if we could. I don't want to get that close. Oh, hot damn. We're already doing it. We're getting in there. We're already... Oh my god. Alright then. Okay. The benefits of having an army, I'd say. Let's move in. They are shooting down many of us. Okay, let's stop moving in. We're getting hit by bullets. Okay, well, let us survey. I think for the most part, we're all A-okay. Let's get some doctors on hand here. A doctor on deck. I am shocked that nobody's died. We've had quite a few infections, I will say. I don't think I've put them in post yet at all. I may have even taken some out. We survived them. We were fine. It wasn't even close to us dying. No big deal. Oh, we do have a couple of humans here that are still alive, though. Hello. Yes, I think we should be able to get some plasteel from these wreckages. Let us see. We'll kill these humans and finish them off real quick, and then we'll check and see if they have any plasteel or other materials in them. I don't know if the workloaders themselves have them, or if it's because they're kind of repurposing some of these industrial loaders and the folks who are using them in these projects that just have them in their inventory, if that makes sense. Either way, I don't really care if they have plasteel, steel components. We'll take them. Oh, hello there. Ouch! Okay, there's some plasteel. So, looks like it's part of the inventory. Oh, we got components too, yeah. So, part of the inventory. We'll claim this wreckage and just deconstruct it. We might not get anything from that, which is fine. We'll check and see who's in this one and also what is in this one as well. Hello, hello. Be careful. Oh, be careful. I don't want to accidentally blast one of our grunts to death. We've got a little bit of plasteel. That's 86. We're gonna figure some stuff out to get us some more. We need... I don't know how much we have in total. We have 100 in total, looks like. I need to figure something out. We need quite a bit, I think, for the dropship once we actually finish that. So... I don't know. Let me see. I was considering, because another thing, and I'll show you, we have a lot of the dead insurrectionists here, and their armor actually is made with 50 plasteel, as you can see. So I'm wondering if we smelt it, or maybe if we recycle it, will we be able to get those materials back? That is something that we will check in on right now. Let's build a smelter. Let's see if, is it, Schmelt Apparel. Should be this one. Let's just do INS. Yes, insurrectionist. But will we get plasteel from this? I haven't the slightest clue. Now that is the real question. Who do we have? Dustberry? You're going to eat. Okay, let me see. Jasmine, you're coming to cook. Let me strip some of these corpses and we will immediately try to smelt some of this and we'll see if we can get some plasteel. Now if we can, that is ideal because that means we'll be able to get it from a lot of these soldiers whenever we get attacked. And imagine once we do come into contact with the UNSC, oh my god, we're going to have we are going to have quite a bit of the really good rare materials as their armor, though I think a lot of the insurrectionist armor is stolen from the UNSC. Oh my god, 31 plasteel. Holy shit. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, the UNSC armor and the insurrectionist armor is similar. How much is that? 38. Okay, so not much from helmets. It is similar. I keep going off topic. Sorry. It is similar, but I would guess that the UNSC's is better, and thus we'll probably get different types of rare materials, or just more in general. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like flabbergasted. The fact that we get so much plasteel from this armor. Holy shit, that's insane. That is amazing. Oh Oh, the great journey waits for no one. And it won't have to wait for us because we are going to be right on time, I think, being able to get all this plasteel. We're going to be able to build the greatest, the largest, and the most powerful vessel that any Ungoy have ever commanded before and taken to flight to, I don't know, glass planets. We're going to find out. I don't know what we're going to do with ours yet. We don't even have it built yet. We'll have to see, of course. We'll play it by ear, but this is a massive step. I cannot stress to you enough just how insane it is that we get that much plasteel. I'm going to strip all of these corpses. We're going to have to kill more of these insurrectionists to get even more of this armor to smelt. Again, that's just insanely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Holy. We're getting pretty close, as you can see, to finishing up that research. It shouldn't be long now, and then once we have that finished, as we continue smelting, I think we should be good to go ahead and build our very first dropship. So let me get this straight. We get to kill humans like we were going to do already, but now we also get all the resources that we need from their armor. Oh, pinch me, I must be dreaming. Our research into dropships would be completed shortly there some days later, and we would waste no time using all the resources that we have been hard at work collecting to build our very first. But before we go to orbit, we need proper attire. Otherwise, we'll have our guts sucked out of every orifice due to the pressure difference. And since we prefer our insides inside, I can't see shit out of this damn thing. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but I think instead, maybe we go ahead and construct some armor that is a bit more tailor-made to our stature and our anatomy, if you will. Now, this armor did cost us a lot of plasteel, but it's a small price to pay for better pressurized armor and being able to actually see out of our helmet. Go figure. I've chosen Hydra Lightning and his great mining skill to be the one to adorn this armor and to take on this orbital task. Alright, soldier, keep your wits about you. Just because we haven't encountered the UNSC yet doesn't mean we won't. It'll be just you up there. Don't get yourself killed unless it's a death of sweet glory. For your feet shall tread the hallowed path into the great journey. No, but seriously, try not to die. Alright, scamper off, Hydra Lightning. We love you. Godspeed, little buddy. Godspeed. Thanks to the dropship, the travel to orbit to land on an asteroid with adequate amounts of plasteel was rather easy, might I say. Though this was the first time since we've been planet-side, since we've been all by our lonesome. No army in sight. Just our singular Ungoy on an asteroid floating in space with the silence. It was actually pretty nice. Yeah, I guess I should have known that was coming, huh? The UNSC has finally detected us. No insurrectionists this time. They're the real deal. Look, as much as I would love to try to kill these humans and then smelt their armor into the plasteel that we need, we're far too outnumbered. I'm getting in the ship and I am leaving. We are leaving immediately. Oh god. Oh, we got headshot. Are we? Let's check real quick. We are alive though. Hydra Lightning is alive. Headshot with a machine gun. Okay, we're fine. I've also got finally all the plasteel loaded, so we're good to leave. Let's get the hell out of here. Damned humans. We'll be back for you. We'll have yet another encounter soon enough, you filthy swine. Indeed, we're getting out of here, leaving you behind on this rock to do with as you please. They've stopped shooting at us. I suppose we're already off the ground, and it wouldn't really matter if they did keep shooting anyhow. Our vessel here is well equipped to handle kinetic weaponry. Oh, we'll meet again, you bastards. We will meet again. We need to get home quickly, though, and we also need to attempt to tend to our wounds as soon as possible. Getting shot in the head like that, even with this better armor, the ultra armor, where we can actually be in orbit and whatnot, it being pressurized, blah, 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 it still hurts to get shot in the head, needless to say. We should be arriving. Yep, looks like we've already arrived. Here we come. Hydra Lightning, my boy, my boy. Hello? Perfect. Where's Hydra Lightning? There you are. Alright, immediately, yes, go and lay and get tended to. We'll get our best doctors on it. Happy Acrid, you can actually tend to Hydra Lightning as soon as you get the chance. We'll do it without medicine. We need to start producing our own for this army. We've got, we have herbal medicine. We should have used that. Let's actually, I don't have any areas here. Okay. Hydro lightning, rest, happy acrid. Yes, now use some herbal meds and tin. We want to make sure there's no infections. We've been able to, like, even when we get them, not die from them so far, but I don't want to have to start chopping off limbs. That was a quality of 0, son. Alright, well, that was a waste of time. But the mission was not a waste of time because, boom. How much of this do we have right here? We've got a lot. We've got almost 700 in total. That was 480 plasteel. Oh my. Oh, seasonal flooding. Oh, good lord. The rivers are about to start rising. That's not good. Here it is. I see it. I don't think it'll affect us too negatively, as we've built our walls and stuff to keep it out. I think we'll be fine. We need to get our herbal meds hauled in. We do need some other stuff here at the base, though. We need to expand it. We need a little hospital where we can properly tend to our grunts. Of course, we're going to be building a ship, but we also need to take care of the base, and it is coming along nicely and becoming a proper Covenant holy base and temple. We've got some kind of texture glitch here. I don't know why that keeps happening. But anyways, that's what we're working towards, and we're doing a damn fine job, and this plasteel is going to be a huge step in that direction, and in the correct direction, of course. Now that we have the proper materials, we can actually start working on research into ship parts like rocket propulsion, as well as a smorgasbord of other research trees. We need a lot of things for a ship. Not something we'll be completing this episode, but we definitely could start on it. We are also going to be building a comms console. That way, if we have any ally vessels that leave slip space and somehow end up near this planet or this solar system, we might be able to do a bit of trading with them. Or if worst comes to worst, we could always trade with jackal pirates. The reason for that is because we are now going to be building the foundation of a vessel that we'll be able to use to help us take over this planet, which of course is going to use up our stockpile of resources that we currently have. And if, again, worst comes to worst, we might be able to trade for some plasteel and other things. But whether we end up trading for these resources or we continue killing more humans and smelting their armor, or a combination of both, or if a plasteel moon falls on top of our heads, one thing is for sure, we're going to have to acquire more as we are now out. For our ship as it is now, and possibly just our first ship, as I wouldn't mind having an entire fleet, the design is something akin to that of a Covenant Seraph. Now, of course, a Seraph isn't really meant to be a large vessel for an entire army, and that is why I said akin to it, of course. But I love the rounded shape of a Seraph like this, and its tail. It's almost kind of mystical in a way. And if we end up building some type of corvette or something, it would make a great portion of the front. Now, we do have a lot of research to do, so this also gives us plenty of time to go about acquiring more resources, like the aforementioned plasteel, which the only bit of we have now is apparently in a tainted helmet. Every little bit counts, though. However, it looks like we're going to be dealing with some unwanted visitors first and foremost. I guess they finally found our base. Ah, the UNSC. Is this Pelican? Ah, it is leaving. Okay, well, I'm glad. I didn't want to have to fight a Pelican. Well, looks like we're dealing with few ODSTs, mostly Marines. Now, this is a concern. A Spanker rocket launcher, very much a concern. I don't see any other too crazy of weapons except for some automated rifles and stuff. We're gonna start getting this apparel out of the way. We want to make sure they can see all their dead buddies laying here, of course. And also, we just need it out of the way. I want to make sure we can really see what's happening here, so we have an easy way of shooting them with the old plasma pistols. Where are we taking? Okay, we're taking those there. That's fine. They should be coming at some point. I think as long as we stay behind our walls, we can handle a force of this size. Now, preferably, we'll want to try to take out the rocket person first, but if we can't, we can't. That's just how it goes. Okay, they are beginning their assault. Everyone assemble ever so quickly. Here they go. We've got some of our people. Well, we have, is it Soapcat? Soapcat is down at the moment. We have some of our other grunts here. Yeah, they're re-equipping their pistols. We had some issues there. Get inside, Coffee Cowboy. Alright. Are they going to attack the ship? They might, but so far, so good. I want to prep everyone and get them ready, but my god, I mean, we have far too many people. Oh, shit. Are they They are attacking our ship, you bastards. Absolute bastards. Oh, there we go, though. I'm going to start putting some of our grunts over this way, and I might actually take some of them down here. The reason for this is because I want to be able to flank them if and just like now. Right now. When the time calls for it, right? Oh, there we go. Where's the guy with the rockets? That's who we should really be worried about. He's over here. Sail. We might be able to kill enough of them that they flee. This is our second actually, oh my god, I can't talk, ODST that we're going to be fighting here. Oh my god. They are much more advanced and strong, although we took him down rather quickly. I do think the rest of them are just going to be attacking the ship, so let's bring our people out. We'll attack them from behind. Now we're talking. Now, I don't like this because we are doing damage to the ship, but it has to be done. I guess we should be grateful that we did have the ship here. Oh, okay, thank God. All right, they're leaving, thank God. Whew. Oh, they were over here too. I didn't even notice. They were about to bust down our doors and attack from the side. They were about to flank us. Well, I am glad, though, I must say, that we had the ship here. Even though they've damaged it quite a bit, we can repair it. And we also have the added benefit of not having to worry about getting our brains blown out because they were too distracted attacking it. Now, that being said, we do have a lot of humans here to go about killing as well. Commando Chief, my friend, my colleague. Oh, you can't kill them? Here, just use your pistol. That's all right. Let's charge it up and then shoot them. We just keep missing. All right, kill them. There we go. That's much better. Hello there, little Homo sapien. Goodbye, Homo sapien. So we're going to finish them all off. Actually, that was a dumb idea. I just realized they must have the acidifiers. Shit. Yeah, they definitely do. All right, we've already killed them all, but I should have stripped them first. Silly Billy move, amateur hour, that sort of thing. But I should have stripped them first. We could have got their armor. Instead, the acidifiers destroyed them. I got a little too silly and a little too eager to murder there for a moment. You'll have to excuse me. Because now we can go about stripping them, of course, as we well know, and we'll be able to go about smelting their armor and getting the plasteel and other things that we need. We should, yes, 50 plasteel on the marine armor. So looks like we'll be able to do that here as well. I need to set this up. We've only got it for insurrectionists, actually. So UNSC. There we go. The mule, you know what? We'll do Mjolnir too. We're grunts. We can't wear Mjolnir, unfortunately. As awesome as it might be, we'll have to work on getting our own power armor for our own design and that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and see if we get the same amount. So this is UNSC marine armor. I might move our smelter. It's a little slow because it's so close to the ship. What did we get previously from the insurrectionist? 31? That was 13. I think we might have been doing insurrectionist ODST armor, though. I don't know, but we're still getting a good bit of plasteel. I am going to move this. Life support systems. We finished our research. I'm going to move it down here because it's in the way of the ship here. It's getting us to be a little bit slow. We finished life support systems for the ship. Hot dog. Let's look into, I would say plasma turrets next. Computer core and what have you. We'll be fine. Yeah, let's do plasma turrets. We've got a lot of research I'd like to do, but some of that we will need to do as we're going to specifically use our own Covenant technology. So, we have infections starting. We'll have to go about cutting off limbs, Coffee Cowboy, or, of course, we'll have to just tend to them. We'll find our best doctor. Let's rescue Coffee Cowboy, and we'll start tending to that. We have a lot of work to do on the base, but yet another incredible battle, and of course, one that we were victorious in. By the way, as you can see, all this time that's been passing, we've been building the ship and stuff. We've got quite the flood going on in the river around the base at the moment. But that'll be alright. We're not worried about it. We're not worried about that. Oddly enough, after some more observing of the armor smelting, it would seem that the ODST, the UNSC version of this armor, gave us much less plasteel than the insurrectionist version. Very odd. Perhaps just a difference in the mix of the materials? I haven't the slightest clue, but every little drop of plasteel counts. As we were doing this and collecting materials, we also began tending to Coffee Cowboy's infection. But for whatever reason, we had a 0 tint quality, even though Sleepy Lou, our doctor, has a 10 in medical. Initially, I thought it might be the bunk beds, but it looks like the immunity gain speed is the exact same as a normal bed, so I had no idea what the hell was going on. Well, you're probably confused like me, right? I quickly ended up realizing it's actually because Sleepy Lou has muscle parasites, and I didn't notice until after. That means his muscles and fine motor skills are mush at the moment. Thus, my mistake has almost gotten Coffee Cowboy killed since this infection was running rampant now. Now there was but one solution. One that disarmed him. I cut his arm off. I cut his arm off. Indeed, we had to cut his right arm off. Coffee Cowboy, I am extremely sorry, my friend, as this was completely and utterly my failure and my mistake. When we make an exosuit, or when we get some type of bionic grunt arm, I swear to the Forerunners, you will be the first to receive it. Unless I forget, of course, but I promise I'll try not to. But my friends, we have truly created quite the base this episode with our very own spirit dropship, and best of all, even though, okay, admittedly, we did accidentally end up almost killing one of our grunts in the army. We didn't, and that's the most important part, and so thus all of our soldiers thus far have survived. We're also doing some pretty amazing work when it comes to finishing up our research, as well as building and accumulating quite the holy vessel. Before you know it, we'll be taking to orbit and glassing the planet, killing all the humans that we can. Oh, I can't wait. Our conquest of this world and our great journey is only just beginning. Steady yourself, whelp, for you stand before your commander. I am Ratus, not only your commander, but also one of the finest Ungoi warriors of the Covenant Empire. And this is my army. Your army. Hell, our army, for that matter. Welcome aboard. Keep your methane tank filled and keep yourself steady. We have much to do. We've recently conquered and repurposed a human base. We've also began construction on our very own holy vessel to take to orbit and to eventually glass the planet and the filthy humans who soil it. Today we'll also be continuing our experimentation with new types of armor to help us further our righteous crusade. Though admittedly, this will cost us precious resources that rightfully belong to our ship in the making. However, the hope is that the new armor will allow us to kill more humans, thus giving us more resources. Some of the armors that we plan on using are actually going to be exosuits, which are a little bit down the line of our current research tree. We're going to need to start with prosthetics. However, there's also the small hiccup of us needing a tech print for Walker frames to continue this research. So, as we begin on prosthetics, we need to figure out where to find one. Thanks to the advanced reconnaissance intelligence of the Covenant Empire, we might already know where one is. We have finally arrived, and this is a UNSC human base. Now, of course, the UNSC has some of the best technology in terms of human standards. So we're hoping that one of their factories here, where they're manufacturing different things, such as possibly some weapons, they'll actually have the tech print we're looking for, and perhaps even many of the materials that we're looking for. It looks like we've got a couple that are patrolling the area, or they're leaving the area. I might just kind of sit back and let them do that. We've got a bunch out front here. We've also got 3 mini turrets, 1 heavy turret. Oh, okay, so that's a manned turret. And then we've also got several soldiers on the outside here. Looks like we've got an area here. This is probably going to be some type of factory or something. They have the blast doors that are going to be much harder for us to get through. So I'm guessing that's where all the good stuff that we're looking for is. Let's come in from... No matter where we come in from, we're going to get shot at. I think the best way is going to be this way. Come around this side and then through here, as there's only... Oh, we finished prosthetics. There's only the 1 turret right here. Although this one does have range, but if we come around this way instead, we'll be good to take on that singular turret. We still need to be quite cautious, even more so than normal. As you can see, with some of our people like Commando Chief Yard soldiers have muscle parasites, which are going to make their movement and their fighting and everything just a little bit slower. Oh, we had yeah, looks like some of their soldiers are leaving, which is good. That's good. That's less that we have to kill. Hard to say what kind of mission they're on or whatever, where they're going, but with them leaving, that's, you know, less that we actually have to fight. Good, 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 good. Oh, what is this? Ah, we have Forerunner Sentinels. Hello. That's interesting. It looks like they might be native to this region. Exactly as to why our prophets would want us to take this area, since it would seem that some of our Forerunner gods have some type of, I don't know, remnants here, maybe on the planet or something. Regardless, they'll let us move in. Oh my god. We're immediately getting knocked down. This is partially why we need some better armor for sure. Let's see, can we hit? Oh, we can't even hit from here. Okay, let's come this way then. Levi, are you okay? You are 16 hours though, isn't good. I'm gonna have Raven Fender come up and tend to you. That way you don't die as we continue to infiltrate. Oh, goodbye, little humans. Oh, there goes another one. We lost somebody there. Somebody fell. Where are we going? Come. Let's go down this way and kill the rest of them if we can. Patches. Yellow. Oh, okay. Alright, we're good. I thought somebody died. We're good. So, we have some more mini turrets. The biggest issue is this gigantic-ass sentry turret. Now, luckily, I have had the foresight of prepping and bringing some explosives that we recently got. Looks like most of our people are falling because of from having the pain of the muscle parasites, too. So, we should be alright. Who's got... I've got Hydro Lightning with some grenades. And we should also have, I think it's Coffee Cowboy with some grenades. They are beating the hell out of something in there. If I had to guess, these humans are probably trying to destroy their technology before we can get our hands on it. I think they have exactly what we're looking for, with that being, of course, the tech print, but we could be wrong. Hopefully, if that is the case, they're not destroying that. Let's see if we can. Okay, well, that wasn't exactly what we wanted, now was it? Oh, shit, did we? Oh, okay. I thought, oh, wait, yes, move. We threw that way too close. Hydro Lightning almost destroyed himself. There we go. Now that is better. And without any of these damn humans around, we don't have to worry about it. We can just toss them. I'm going to let Hydro Lightning come down here and do this because his ultra armor, of course, is a bit better. Okay. There we go. Oh, I love grenades. Absolutely love them. We've taken care of most of the turrets, all except for this heavy turret. I guess we might want to do that because, I don't know. Do we want to hack these doors? There's also the possibility that instead of hacking the doors, we just blast right through them. So maybe we do that, I guess. Let's stand in a bit more of a straight line so we don't hit at each other. Let's see. Are we okay up here? Raven Fender's done tending. Come tend to Yellow I can't pronounce words. I'm so sorry. Your name. Tend to Yellow. Sorry. And we'll also tend to Patches. We're kind of all bleeding, but let's start popping this door, or putting our own door in this wall. I think this should be the... Oh my god. They were all waiting for us. Son of a bitch. There's a lot of them, aren't there? 8 of them in total. Now, one of them has some kind of gigantic mech suit armor. The same that we'd like... Oh. Speak of the devil! Yes, tech print Walker frame. I thought so. This appeared to have been a factory where they were building some machinery like this, and so indeed I think we are correct. And of course we have found our own tech frame that we can use. Now comes the shitty part. They're about to blast us. Hydro Lightning, you can throw a grenade right there, and I'm not trying to sacrifice you, but there's a chance you won't be able to escape with the rest of us. And if that is the case, Hydro Lightning, I just want you to know that the great journey, we couldn't have achieved it without you. Raven Fender, please pick up Yellow Victini. I don't know why I couldn't say your name earlier, Yellow Victini. I'm so sorry, I'm very unintelligent. But get up there, Patches, and... Levi should be fine. Hydro Lightning, Godspeed. If you die, I'm so sorry, but hopefully you won't. Now chuck that grenade. Chuck that grenade. Okay, alright. Garrick is falling. A lot of us are falling. Alright, Hydro Lightning, run. Run. That was a good grenade. Hydro Lightning did end up falling. Alright, we have to split up though or we're going to get absolutely wrecked. What do we shoot? Oh, another turret. I didn't even think about it. Oh my god. All right, the big mech suit's coming this way. Everybody get the hell out of there. Move. The Ungoi are smaller. We're not exactly equipped to fight a mech suit. Oh, good god. Please go. Move. Oh shit. This person's down here. We'll have to kill them. Jesus. Move before that mech suit rips... Oh, they're fleeing? We must be killing... Yeah, we killed that guy. Okay, everybody take cover and get out of their sight. Good God, that mech suit. Now that is what we need. We need a mech suit. Son of a bitch, though. Everyone's very injured. Raven Fender. Oh, right ear shot off. Damn, I didn't even know we had ears, to be honest with you. Okay, tend to Raven Fender. Patches is probably going to need tended to. Garrick is definitely going to need tended to. Happy, Acrid, please tend to Garrick. Alright, everyone else, let us move in. I think we're good for the most part, except for Ravioli Lad. Oh my god, Ravioli Lad's about to die. Damn. 0.4 hours. Alright, somebody with a good medical skill, get over there quickly. Sleepy Lou, please, Sleepy Lou. I know that you still have muscle parasites, but, you're probably the best doctor in the area. I think we're about to lose. Oh my god, I hear gunshots. Oh, there are turrets inside. I think we're about to lose our first soldier here if we're not careful. Everybody shoot at this turret down here. There we go. We're stunning it. Oh, son of a bitch. Ravioli Lad, no. Oh, Ravioli Lad, I'm so sorry, buddy. Oh, our first casualty. We will give you a proper warrior burial, but for now, we must continue on. Oh, good God. How terrible. How terrible. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ravioli Lad. I really am. Oh, may you be happy and go on to live with our forerunner gods, my friend. Let's go. Everybody else inside. We need to destroy this place. Deconstruct it for resources. We also need to strip the living people here. I might actually get Happy Acrid to do that. That way we can smelt their armor, of course. I think we should get a lot of resources from these areas. I'm still so poor Ravioli Lad. Good God. Let's see. So we have that tech print. That's exactly what we are looking for. There's a lot of stuff in here. Nobody else, nothing else really to worry about. Chem fuel barrels. I bet there's some chem fuel in those. The only thing now is the heavy turret over here. And oh, wait a minute. I'm so dumb. I always forget and I end up attacking. I think if we destroy, because we can't deconstruct right now because we can't claim it all, but if we destroy, Leldy, come back here before you get destroyed. If we destroy these generators, we should be able to cut the power off to the entire facility, and thus we won't have to worry about any of the turrets anymore, although that's going to get very hot very quickly, I think. It shouldn't in here, though, because we broke the door open. Let's blast the other one. Oh, no, you idiots. Get away from that. Ravian Black, son of a bitch, why did you walk out there? Oh, God. Darn it. Shoot that. I'll bring the others here to shoot the batteries, too. Destroy as many batteries as we can. Ravian Black should be okay. We just need to rush out there and grab them after we get that turret offline. Okay. And one more. I think, right? Unless there's some in here. We should probably check. No, there we go. All right, power's off. And the base is ours. Cool. Start tending to Ravian Black. Oh, good God. I don't even know what to... I don't know. We should actually probably... Oh, wait. Oh, fire foam popper. Okay. Instead of fighting the fire, put the fire foam popper up there, and I think we'll be able to trigger it now that we can... Oh, well. It's already went out. Okay, well, we'll save it for a rainy day. Oh, Ravioli Lad. I can't get over the fact that we lost you, my friend. You were our only casualty thus far, and I just feel so guilty about the entire thing. Can we claim this now? We can. What's going on in here? Oh! I got nervous. There were turrets, but they're offline. Good. Thank God. Alright, so this looks to be a barracks, and this, of course, being the factory. We can start deconstructing all of this, and we'll be able to get a lot of resources from it. I'm going to tear the entire place apart. I'm also going to double check. I think everybody should be tended to enough already, but we'll just make sure. Oh, and we want to go ahead and strip all of the corpses as well as the living members, and we'll kill them too. And like that, with a great big colony of termites, we shredded everything for its bare resources and took them back to our base to be utilized in our new armors and, of course, our holy ship. But even with all these precious metals and technologies in tow, we are not blinded by our great success. The precious sacrifice of our brave Ravioli Lad, one hell of a warrior, was still heavy on our hearts. We would end up giving him a somewhat traditional Ungoy burial. For you see, on our home world of Balaho, we do above-ground burials due to the swampy wetland landscape. Perhaps somewhere like this we don't need to do that type of burial, but we wouldn't dare sully the skin of our fallen with this filthy soil. Now that Ravioli Lad's vessel is resting in the sarcophagus and his spirit is walking with the Forerunners, we are going to begin applying the tech print and starting on research into walker frames. Since we also have a lot of plasteel now finally Finally, in storage, we would also begin working on some new types of armor for our Ungoi soldiers. Crafted, of course, by the finest smith we have among our ranks, Dust Berry, as well as Coffee Cowboy, even though he only has one arm. They also threw together a few weapons for us while they were at it. First and foremost, I, myself, now have some proper major armor as the commander of this outfit. I've also gathered all of the best shooting Ungoi among our entire army to create a special operations unit, coming equipped with their very own specialized armor and their very own weaponry. We are now in possession of some of the finest snipers on the surface of this world. We grunts may not have the eyes of our jackal counterparts, but that just means we put in twice the effort. It wouldn't be long at all before we finished the research into walker frames, and we then immediately began researching heavy exoskeletons, an upgrade from the research we just finished. Now, with the technology of these new murder machines finally within our grasp, we also need a new workshop to go about building them and also storing them. So, as you see here, we're expanding the outer walls of our base to make room for them, and then we started working on a proper exosuit workshop / facility. We're going to begin with some of the walker frame modules. Think of it as something of a prototype based on those initial human designs that we've seen thus far. These walker frames are perfect for our species as they have exactly what biology did not give to us: massive mechanical muscles and strength. And for some of us, they'll help replace what we've already lost. Now, we did end up finishing the heavy exoskeletons, though those designs are something that we'll end up working on a little bit later. I want to test out the prototypes first to see if these are even worth a shit, you know what I mean? We are going to be working on bionic replacements, though, because in the case of our sweet Coffee Cowboy, as you can see, he no longer has one of his arms, as I just showed you a moment ago. And even though the exoskeletons are going to be great, he would be substantially more great if he also had a bionic arm and an exoskeleton. Now, as we're working on that research, though, we're also going to continue our production of new types of weapons, using up a lot of our plasteel and advanced components, unfortunately. But again, I really hope that some of these energy daggers like this will help us be able to claim more after we slice a human's head off and that sort of thing. These blades outperform any of those made from physical materials, giving us a significant leg up against any of our human combatants. Some other weapons I wanted to experiment with are some plasma cannon turrets. Now, these are basically like our repeaters and pistols, but they're ginormous and can only be carried by something that has a lot of strength. I wonder where I'm going with this. Finally, though, bionic replacements were finished and under our belt, and now we could start manufacturing a bionic arm for Coffee Cowboy. But, there was an issue. The unfortunate part is our species has an incredibly low, basically non-existent surgery success skill, I'm afraid. Yes, sir, indeed. I am afraid the Forerunners only made these grippers for killing heretics, not for installing high-tech bionic arms on my fellow murderous aliens. I suppose we'll have to resort to other measures, like buying some slaves from jackal pirates. The worst part about it all, though, is the fact that the slaves are human. Look, I'm not happy about this either, but even the prophets use these god's-forsaken beasts when they have no other choice, so why shouldn't we? She was an animal farmer, so she had a dog-shit understanding of medical practices, but she still had a higher success chance for surgery than we did, so why not? We stood guard the entire time to ensure she wouldn't kill Coffee Cowboy and try to make a break for it. This way, the worst-case scenario is that she fails, and maybe he doesn't die, and we just have to make a new arm. But she actually succeeded. Once the anesthesia wears off, Coffee Cowboy will have a better manipulation and shooting chance than he had with his organic arm that the gods gave him. Holy, great work for a human. Now, I must say, I am pleasantly surprised. Behold, the pinnacle of Ungoi engineering. Not only am I a 5-ton walking murder machine, but I also can carry a plasma turret to absolutely annihilate and to destroy anything I see fit. But it's not just me. No, we are going to be making 4 more of these prototype mech suits, each of which will have their very own plasma turrets to take into battle. This is going to be a brand new unit similar to our Special Operations unit, but for the sole purpose of complete and utter annihilation of a target. And personally, I can't wait. But as we're getting all of these ready, we are also going to start some new research into ship parts, and speaking of which, we're also going to begin working on the ship a bit more, adding in a control deck with a pilot console and some other consoles where we can go about targeting enemies, so on and so forth. The largest constraining factor, and this is also something we're currently working on research-wise, is attempting to get a power source for the vessel. As you can see, even with the geothermal generators and other things we're using to power the base here, we don't have near enough for the ship and its modules. Enough of the boring shit though. As the eggheads are doing their research, our murder squad of exosuits is finally ready. Admittedly, once again, these suits are simply prototypes, but there's only one way to test and to improve them: by spilling gallons of heretic blood. Thankfully, our dropship is large enough for us to carry our new exosuits in tow along with our Spec Ops unit. We're slowly arriving. Hopefully they don't see us. I don't know how they wouldn't, to be honest with you, but hopefully they don't. This appears to be something of a resource depot. We have one of their Pelicans. Now, it doesn't look like it has a weapon, so I don't know if they're repairing it or whatever, but we could get our hands on this. The parts and materials would be absolutely insane. I don't think we can claim it for ourselves, even if we could. I don't see much point in it. We've got our prototype armors, and I've also brought all of our Spec Ops troops as well. I'm gonna try to separate them here. We'll probably send in our snipers, I think, first and foremost, to try to start kind of picking them off just a little. I'm gonna swap everybody over to their needle weaponry. If you're unfamiliar, the needle weaponry is really good because if you get enough hits in, if you land enough shots, basically, the needles actually kind of come together and they'll like blow the person to shreds. You'll see. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I want to make sure everybody swapped over to use their plasma turrets, as they should be. The large turrets are going to be insane, I think. Alright, let's bring our snipers up this way, though, and let's see if we can start. What's the range like? We can definitely hit. Their range can't quite hit from there, so start attacking the turrets. Okay, and that's going to bring them out to fight us. Now, we want them fighting us because that way they'll be coming this way. We won't have to deal with their defenses. Okay, everybody focus. Focus fire, people. Focus fire. Let's see if we can get a good indicator of what happens when we get enough hits in. Okay, well, they didn't explode. I'm shocked. They should have. There should have been a blamite buildup. Okay, move, move, move. Snipers, move, move, move. I don't need you falling. All right. Here we go. This is going to be so good. I'm going to get the rest of our Spec Ops kind of laid out like this. Oh, my God. Oh, yes, yes. We've led them into a... I mean, this isn't short of anything but a complete and utter ambush. Oh, my God. They're all coming the same way, too. Oh, you tried, humans. You tried. Oh, I didn't even notice. And they're not fleeing either. That makes sense. They have a Spartan. Now, the Spartan is going to be incredibly tough, but if we use all of our forces, I don't see any more troops, I think we could take them out. We do need to attack those turrets again, though. But Spartans are incredible warriors and extremely dangerous, so that could be really bad for us. Again, though, with the people there, and maybe we just didn't hit them enough, I don't really see any blamite buildup from the needle rifles, which is so unusual, but I don't know. And basically what I mean by that is with enough hits into someone's body, they technically should have exploded due to all of the same, like, chemical buildup. I forget exactly how it... the science of it works, if you will. But we've got a few shots, by the way. We need to tend to ourselves in a moment on our snipers. I really don't need them getting killed by these turrets. Oh my God, like that. Okay, we should be out of range of the turret. Yes, just barely. Great. I'm shocked the Spartan hasn't... Oh, God. Wait a minute. Is that... Oh, these are chem fuel tanks. Well, I guess we didn't need that much chem fuel anyway. We've got the Spartan up there. Let's send in our prototype mech suits and see how well they can hold out against him. The idea here, and we've already started firing, but the idea here is hopefully the plasma from our turrets will actually melt away the shields and thus give us an inside to burn straight into the armor. Oh, God. All right. Move in faster. This is... already starting to worry me quite a bit. Oh my God. Oh my God, and he's still alive. Like a walking tank. They don't call them demons for nothing, I'll tell you that much. We're already... Okay, engaging. Whew, there we go. Ah! I always forget. Darn it, we should have saved the Spartan armor definitely would have given us plasteel. Oh, I'm so stupid. Well, we can... Oh, and we finished heat sinks for our ship. We can, of course, deconstruct that Pelican. That'll end up giving us a lot. Let's see, can any of you do self-tending, even if it's not that good? I'll put all of you on doctoring just so you can try it. Tend to yourself, tend to yourself. There we go. So we'll have them tend to themselves. I'm going to bring in our other Spec Ops soldiers, as well as the prototypes here. Let's see if we can attack these miniguns from behind. Bring everybody else in. Our plasma turrets are insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, move. Okay. Incredibly insane. Alright, whoa. We are starting to have people drop, though. You gotta be careful there. Gotta remember, you're still some tiny little fellows. Be very careful. Very dangerous, but in a pint-sized package. Oh, I love it. Whoa, what's about to explode? This, I think. Happy Acrid, could you move? Don't go that way. Oh my God, come on. Oh God. Alright, you're very injured. Let me pick you up and get you out of there, fool. You silly little fellow. There we go. Alright, let's blow the doors off this bad boy. We'll see what they've got inside. Not much of anything. Looks like it's a barracks again. Ammo, not much in any of these. What's in the... We've got a uranium here. Steel, plasteel, advanced components, everything we need. We've also got chem fuel, but we're not going to... I guess we could put that out, couldn't we? Is there a fire foam popper anywhere? These bases normally have one, but I'm not seeing one. That would be great. We could just set it down here, but let's go ahead and start putting that out. We want to tend to Happy Acrid, of course. And is there a way for us... We can't claim the Pelican, which really sucks, but we can destroy it, and I think we should get a lot of resources from it, so that's good news. Let's go ahead and start destroying it. It's going to take a lot to actually destroy it, but once that happens, we should get all the resources, I'm sure. There we go. We have a lot of car parts. There's a lot of slag. We have, plasteel and chem fuel. Okay, good. Well, as always, of course, we are going to go ahead and claim all of this, and now we will deconstruct it all. Ah, yes, our tried and true tactic of kill everyone and then take all of their things. I will say this was a great test of our new exosuits, and I am very happy with how this ended up. Their performance exceeded expectations, along with our new Special Operations unit. The cleanup process was also exceedingly faster since their global work speed was increased by 25% when using these new exosuits. We were sure to make time to give ourselves a bit of a wash. Killing folks is sweaty work after all, and these muddy marshes reminded us of our home world. After a couple of days of loading up the ship, we had finally arrived back home, and would you look at the bounty that we have acquired. Incredible. Since we've been spending so much time and our acquired resources on building new types of armors and weapons this episode for our army, I thought that this would probably be a good time to start putting that effort and resources into our holy vessel finally. Adding in many of the crucial components that every good Covenant ship needs. And we even solved our little power issue by building a fission reactor that we had recently researched. Now, this is still pretty primitive, I'd say, by our Empire standards, but it will do for now. If you were taking a shot every time I've said that throughout this series so far, you would have died of alcohol poisoning. But It's true. So, with that, our ship is almost ready for its first voyage, but since we know that humans often like to infiltrate Covenant vessels, since they can't really compete with them in a fighting sense in a ship battle, we've decided to start building some defenses on the inside. Just as well, we would also end up building many of these defenses around our base. Naturally, you like myself are probably thinking we won't need these since we have a literal army here at the base. That is true, but as we start thinning out our troops a little bit, sending them to different areas, you never know. We might need a good plasma turret to hold down the fort. That kind of thing. Every holy vessel needs a holy crew, though. A crew with pressurized armor fit for orbital or deep space combat. Similar to Hydra Lightning, we would make Ultra armor for 5 more Ungoi who will be manning the ship alongside him. Since Hydra Lightning has the most experience being in space, he shall be their leader. Godspeed, my friend. Don't let us down. For the eyes of the prophets and the forerunners are heavy on your backs, counting on your righteous mission. We do indeed have some pretty big plans for this holy ship that we've been yapping about this whole time and that we've also been building. But I will say for the time being, it's only really going to be helping us out with reconnaissance. With the advanced sensors aboard the vessel, we'll actually be able to look at human settlements and bases well before we attack them. That way we'll know exactly who and what we're up against. With the ship finished for the time being and in place in orbit, we are going to turn our focus back towards some of these exosuits. We're actually going to be creating a much more advanced one that is solely built for combat in mind. Substantially different from the previous prototypes that we've built, this exosuit has its own set of pros and cons, but I think it's also fit for Coffee Cowboy to use leading our new squad. Oh, we're already shooting. We are here at an insurrectionist base. I just wanted to test out our new exosuit, as I know we've already used the others, but I really want to see what this one is like on its own and our weapons here. So we're kind of slow with shooting. That's more of just the weapons, but as you can see, this exosuit is already seeming to be incredibly durable. Oh, they have some of our technology, you little bastards. I didn't realize they've been using Covenant tech as well. We should probably kill some of them before they get to the ship. We're doing really well, though, and our improved movement speed is incredible. Oh, my. Not a single scratch on us, by the way, in this, might I just add. That's absolutely incredible. So not a scratch on us with this new exosuit, and we've already destroyed the base, and we've killed all of these humans. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't really care if there's much here for us to take. I'm not all that concerned with it. I do like these shredder needlers. I think they work really well. I know earlier in the last battle, I was showing you guys, or I was telling you guys about how we get the blamite explosion, but I didn't really get to show you, so I wanted to see if I could get that to happen. That may be something that they took out, not to break character, but with the mod. But I remember the needlers, just like in, Lord, they would actually cause a blamite explosion, but oh well. This is pretty incredible, though, with these exosuits. I mean, I'm amazed. I never cease to be astonished by how, just powerful we really are with them. This is awesome. It would seem that we have taken out yet another human base, though, of course. This was incredibly easy, but I think that this also is a great test, or has been a great test, of the mobility and what have you of our, not only the current exosuits, of course, that we have, but also Coffee Cowboy's brand new, the most powerful exosuit. It does, I think, give us a, let me check real quick, actually. I think it's a little bit faster, no? I do know it gives us, okay, so it can be used in space, which is actually pretty incredible. I think work speed and stuff is slower with this one because obviously it's not exactly built to be an exosuit for that, but it's much better in space. I think it has a higher carrying capacity, and of course, the armor of this one compared to the workloader ones are just crazy in comparison, right? So it's much stronger, and yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out, and this little squad of exosuits for our Ungoi has already proven to be just invaluable. With our brand new force, our base and our foothold on this planet will continue to thrive up until the point that we are finally ready to destroy all the humans that inhabit it with our army. Our holy battleship, though it is still in its feudal stages, is coming along quite nicely and is ready for many an expansion. Soon the conquest of this world shall truly begin, and the will of the prophet shall finally come to fruition. At ease, whelp. So, I hear you're a fine, battle-hardened soldier, eh? Very well. Welcome to the Covenant Empire, the holiest empire in the entire galaxy. Also the most powerful, and you just so happen to be lucky enough to be a part of it. Congratulations. After all, we're in desperate need of soldiers like yourself. You'll notice for an army, we have a lack of soldiers. However, today we remedy that issue with one of my favorite techniques and technologies. You see, I'm going to clone another army. I know, I'm excited too. First things first though, our base is dog shit. You know it and I know it. So today we'll be beginning by completely revamping it and refurbishing it into a proper cloning base and facility. We'll also begin doing our research into growth vats. I don't expect this to take all that long, but of course it is needed so that we have a place to grow the clones. As we're working on this research, we are also going to begin upgrading our defenses. If this is where we're going to be cloning all of our soldiers proper, then we need proper defenses. We're going to be adding in some automated shade turrets and plasma turrets to keep the place safe. Since the UNSC knows of our location here, and because we've been attacking them more often than not for resources, I can't stress just how crucial automated defenses are going to be. More soldiers also means that we need more barracks and bunk beds. Now, we Ungoi don't need any of the finer things in life, so a small room stuffed with plenty of beds will suffice. With these, we should now have a much higher capacity of just how many soldiers we can have. Shortly after finishing up the barracks, we ended up finishing the research into growth vats, and we would waste absolutely no time throwing together a proper cloning laboratory. Again, we don't need anything too fancy here, just a basic room, some sterile Covenant tiling, as well as, of course, our growth vats to grow the clones. In total, we'll have 22 growth vats. Now, this is not going to be doubling our amount of Ungoi forces that we have, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Naturally, as the commander of this outfit, the DNA sample will be from myself, as is tradition with Ungoi platoons like this. But before we could actually begin the cloning process proper, I noticed that we were having some power issues, as I suppose we should have expected with this many pods. Most of our power comes from our geothermal generators, but as we know when we built our reconnaissance vessel, our holy ship in orbit above the planet, there is another way, the fission reactor. With a whopping 10,000 watts of power being generated at any given moment, it is already well over double the amount of power we're generating with our 2 geothermals. And thanks to all the uranium that we've been getting from raiding local UNSC bases, we have enough fuel to keep our generator supplied for many years to come. And with that, our vats are ready to be used. We immediately started filling every single one with the DNA template of myself, and now we have some teeny tiny little gumball looking Ungoi babies, I guess. They kinda look like little cantaloupes with a string attached. But soon they'll be fine warriors. Realistically, the only thing right now is time. We just need to wait on them to finish growing, which is going to take a considerable amount of time, unfortunately, but it also takes a considerable amount of food, which isn't exactly an issue since we've been growing an overabundance of rice for quite some time in preparation for this. As we began the cloning process for our new army, our recon team in orbit alerted us to the presence of an unknown vessel. Not jackal pirates or a holy vehicle of the Empire, but human in nature. It seems that they have yet to detect us, but that also means we need to hit them hard and we need to hit them fast. Our righteous and mighty soldiers are on their way. Now, a few things to keep in mind as we were flying to orbit in the Spirit dropship. We've also been taking on a few torpedoes from this human vessel. Now, that's not too big of a deal. We're really just taking some damage here at the rear. Our shield has popped. As you can see up here, our heat capacity is not that great, with it being 10,000, much higher than the enemy vessel, of course, but because we have so many weapons and stuff, to my understanding, they're using the heat as well, and of course this is causing our shields to, or not our shield, well, it's just causing everything to overheat, I guess is what I'm getting at, because the shields pop because they don't have enough heat capacity. Everyone's fine. We're taking a little bit of damage here on the outer hull of the vessel, but the thing is, we're also attacking this bomber, which is also fine, but once the Spirit dropship drops in, we need to be careful not to accidentally kill ourselves. I'm going to land, actually. Oh my god, we're getting hit by that, I bet. Yeah, I mean, that's not that bad. Oh god, okay, wait a minute. Please, let's hold fire. I want to hold fire on all weapons, because I don't want to destroy the dropship or accidentally kill anybody. We should all be exiting at any moment. Great. Now we're going to be moving a little bit slow. Spec Ops armor isn't actually designed for the vacuum of space, but it can be used in the vacuum in a pinch, such as this. Let us begin absolutely blasting through this. Can I hit there? Yeah. We'll tear the door off the hinges and we'll prep ourselves. Look like we've got some ODSTs coming out. Or they were. Let's start moving back this way if we need to. This person has a sniper, so it's a little bit concerning. Now, of course, we have some needlers, the needle rifles that we could snipe as well, but let's swap over to those. Who's got those? Somebody's got one. Maybe they don't. Did I swap them out? Oh, there's one. We want this person with the sniper, Ravian Black, coming here to help protect us, while the rest of us open fire on these engines. Oh, we're gonna have to get a bit closer, I think. We need to kind of do this quickly, too, because if we don't, we're going to be in really bad shape. There we go. Oh, their vessel is beginning to lose orbit. Well, well, well. I hate that for you. Oh, I hate that for you, too. Such a shame. All right, everyone, let us infiltrate. That might have been the only two, but there's also the case. Oh, we need to swap back over, by the way. We're about to leave. I don't want to leave. I actually want to advance on this ship and get close, even closer. The enemy, so we can actually take this vessel over. Now, that is going to be ideal if we can do that. So let's go ahead and take over. We're gonna have to blast this door off, I think. There we go. Okay. We need to be careful, though. Everyone back here is shooting over each other's heads. I don't want anyone to die. There we go. And let's see. We can hack it, or you know what? Let's just do this the old-fashioned way. We're not worried about hacking any... Oh shit, what happened? Oh, we have hypothermia. Okay, yeah, destroy that very quickly. Thank God. Okay, that's a little worrying. Anyone, we have hypothermia. Like I said, we can only use these Spec Ops in a pinch. Everybody get back aboard the dropship if you can. Okay, everyone get in. All right, great. So, I know what you're thinking. Whoa, you're gonna leave Happy Acrid, Shelby Belby, and I think that's the only two that are stuck out here, to die and freeze to death. I'm not. Actually, I'm not. If you'll remember, if you recall, we built a salvage bay onto our ship, and we'll actually be able, if I'm not mistaken, yes, we can actually retrieve this vessel using the salvage bay. There we go. And we can bring them over like that. Look at that. Now, of course, we need to go and get them, but we can rescue Happy Acrid, and we can also rescue Shelby Belby before hypothermia gets them. Spec Ops again. I should have, I probably shouldn't have used it, you know, but it was the quickest, fastest solution that I had. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the dropship. You know, I think maybe we just bring the dropship back down to the planet's surface. I think that'll be fine. Our clones are still growing. So here's the thing, and this is, again, I always hate having to put off working on the ship, of course. I hate to do this, but wait, where is everyone? Oh, we've got another person. I realize now. Okay, we had 3 of them. I thought so. We've got most of our people sleeping. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted by this. I want to make sure nobody dies. And Shelby Belby is getting some hypothermia damage. Let's get them inside. We'll get them fed and stuff, and we'll get them taken care of. This vessel, though, we could use the plasteel and things that we're going to get from deconstructing it, of course, on this vessel of ours. However, I think I would rather use the plasteel and whatever we have here as much as we can to make new armor for our clone army that we're currently cloning. And then whatever's left over we could use on the recon vessel or whatever. But I want to make sure that we're giving them, you know, a proper chance at fighting like we do, of course, right? The proper equipment and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. Everybody's trying to escape back onto this vessel to get their weapons. They need tended to, and they need to stop going outside. As that right there happens, Happy Acrid. Come on. Anyhow, though, yes, I'm going to use the resources from this to make armor and weapons for our clone army. That is the main takeaway here. Indeed, once we got all of our spec ops soldiers, our squad inside, ensuring that they wouldn't go back outside where they'll start to freeze to death once more, we immediately began deconstructing the entirety of this human vessel to use for parts. We actually should have brought our dropship back up to orbit, I think, originally, because that's exactly how we're going to be transporting all of these resources back to the base, but I digress. Also, don't mind the noise and the blood. We had a few human marines who needed to be murdered. Typical stuff. Just as quickly as it came to orbit, it would once again go back down to the base with all the resources that we got ready to be used for armor and weapons for our clones as soon as they're finished growing. Speaking of which, it was during this time that they were finally birthed, although you'll notice that they're not exactly done cooking just yet, so we're going to be stuffing them back into their fish bowls for a while. We need them as big and strong as we can get them. Our little corn-fed, cloned murder machines in the making. Aww. While we await them to finish baking, we're going to begin research into transport pods, because this will give us insertion pods that we can actually use on our ship once it's complete, probably next episode or so. Speaking of which, our recon team is also going to be landing on yet another asteroid, and they are going to be acquiring resources so that we can use those resources to further our goals and also continue building our ship, of course. The idea is that we want a massive vessel that can glass the planet and enemy bases, but we also want it to be able to go about transporting orbital pods so that our clone army can drop to the surface, kill everyone that they see fit, and then return. It is indeed going to be quite the project, but I think that it is going to be the final key piece that we need to actually take over this planet for the Empire. Some odd days later, we finished the research into transport pods, and we would waste no time building 3 of them that we would actually test out. Now, we weren't stuffing any Ungoi in here, but you'll notice they have an incredible mass capacity, so we could start testing them by sending plasteel back down to the base. This worked out perfectly, and now I feel pretty safe stuffing some of our little fellows in there. Since our army is expanding to some pretty incredible numbers, we are also going to be building a secondary dropship, using many of the resources that we got from the asteroid to go about doing so. This will allow us to transport all of our soldiers with ease within atmosphere. At this point, we're basically just sitting around, growing food, maybe having some fun with one another, keeping ourselves entertained while we're waiting on our clones to be done. Yeah, I don't think we were ever supposed to cram these little bastards into these glorified fish bowls. A bit of a texture issue, but they're fine. It's fine. You know, probably they could have turned into some kind of goo or something in there for all I know. But as long as that goo can hold a plasma pistol and blast humans in the chest, killing them, I don't really care. Although I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to find out that they were all intact. We now have our lean, mean fighting force of Ungoi, but this is only just the very start. Okay, we gotta get you guys some clothes on. Now that is much better. Now this is actually the Grunt Minor armor, but I ended up giving it a red tint. That way we can tell the clones apart from our other, more organically grown Ungoi. I also ended up giving them some red plasma plasma pistols. They are almost identical to the ones that the rest of us carry, except they fire a little bit faster. They also fire off many more bursts, basically more projectiles for less accuracy. Not because the pistols are less accurate, but, well, I guess you'll see. For now, we ready our rookie clones for their first mission. Wow, we have finally arrived at an orbital asteroid, or an asteroid base, I should say, as this actually appears to be some type of human, maybe communication base or satellite in orbit on the asteroid. We have a bit of a human presence here, as you'll notice. It looks like they have an orbital pelican, and they also seem to have some type of small housing. I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to use our clones for. I didn't want to attack any big base or anything, as you'll notice. Most of them have some pretty horrible shooting skills, so they need a bit of practice. I'd also already made them some orbital helmets, since they're a bit more expendable, you could say, and they are currently wearing those so that they can use them here in orbital combat. I packed one plasma turret along with us. I don't really see any good place to get or to take cover. Maybe down here. We'll try it. I'm gonna move the clone army down this way. We don't have a lot of cover out here except back here, really, but our plasma pistols, of course, don't have that much range. So I think it would maybe be a good idea to take cover down here. At least some of us. Some others could go up there and back here. That way we're not all in the same place in case they have anything crazy in there that maybe we're not expecting, but we can also kind of ambush them from these areas if and when they come out to fight. Now, I want to get everyone in the proper positions, but we also need to take care of this door. The blast door here is in the way. Now, I did pack something special for this. Perhaps a few things, actually, as we have some fuel rod cannons. These are massively explosive weapons that should help us bust right through this door and into this base, ultimately, but they're a little bit inaccurate, is the only thing. Oh, somebody's there they're trying to repair the door. We're hitting with the cannons, but let's use our pistols in tandem, most of us, and I think we'll be able to break them pretty quickly. Now, I also packed some grenades, so that might be good. We could also chuck some of those up there. These doors are very hard to get through, but I think we're doing okay so far. Chuck some more. Come on, come on, come on. It's about to go down, and there it is. We've got one Marine. What is this? Oh, that's just the door open, okay. I want to start moving them out of the way, just in case they come out to fight with us. As we know, our Ungoys... Oh, shit! Okay, the legend boss has already been hit by, I guess, some type of rifle there. Let's get moving down this way, and... Okay, we've only got 3 of them coming out so far. They're coming out to clean? Of all the things to do. Let's get our fuel rod cannons ready and our grenades, and we can use them if we need. I think these are going to be, yeah, perfect for using as they're coming out, as it's going to do some splash damage, and we don't even have to get really within sight. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I think they have some type of weapon back in there, unless this saw is what ended up hitting the legend boss, which it could have been, but I feel like it might have been something else as well. Should we destroy this pelican? I feel like it's right in the... Okay, well, never mind. Let's just focus. Focus on killing these bastards. Oh, we've destroyed those walls and everything. Okay, let's try again. We've destroyed their airlock. Now, if there's anybody in there that doesn't have the proper equipment, which they probably do, unfortunately, but if they don't, we'll be able to, you know, get some good shots in at them. Let's keep pounding the doors with the cannons. Oh god, okay, alright. They have some kind of automated turret in there, I think is what's happening. Oh, llama laughter. Alright. Grab llama. Move. Down this way. Damn, that's 2 of our Ungoi down that we need to tend to. Something in there, whatever that turret is tough. Let's get 2 Ungoi down here at a time. Maybe small teams to blast through the door. Down with the door, and in we come. What are we working with? Alright, so unfortunately, it looks like everyone was prepped for the vacuum. I should have expected that. I was hoping to suffocate some of them, but let's pull back, I think I don't want to get blasted. Yes. Yeah, they're using a heavy machine gun turret, which is a little concerning, to say the least. Let's try to blast inside there with our fuel rod cannon. We are completely missing, unfortunately, which is a real crying shame. Maybe chuck a grenade in there if we can. It's gonna be really hard to, like, actually accurately throw that, but we'll try it. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we need to take cover. We've already got hit a time or two. That's not working so well for us. Come on. Here we go. Ah, these are so inaccurate. I'm gonna bring Alexander Nobbs up as well to help us out with doing the exact same thing. Let's throw a grenade here and throw another grenade right there. Hello, hello, ODST. Alright, so we put one of them down. We need to try to get a grenade right there to actually hit in this area where they're all standing so we can take out the turret, because if we can take out the turret, that means we're going to take them out as well. Not exactly working so far. We keep hitting the doorway. I can't just go right in, though, because going in isn't going to work. Alright, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to move up a little bit. We definitely shouldn't have done that, but we've got a grenade in. All right, now. Oh, okay. We should have expected some people would, fall here. That's all right. That heavy machine gun turret is the bane of our existence at the moment, though. Genuinely. Oh, there it goes. Come on. Come on, Alexander Nobbs. Come on. Chuck a grenade, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to start bringing our plasma turret up this way. We'll try to rescue Supreme and everyone in just a little bit. There we go. We took down a Marine. Let's see if we can get that ODST. Man the plasma turret. Here we go. Oh, thank God. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, let us move in with our own turret, and let us bring the rest of the army, the clone army, inside. Great, great. We'll swap over to our plasma pistols now. I am going to open fire on these doors with the turret. We'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, they've got some turrets in here, but yes, okay, so they can't really hit it. Oh no, Llama Laughter! You bled out! We didn't tend to you fast enough. Okay, let's make sure that doesn't happen with anyone else. Oh, Llama Laughter, I am so sorry. We were tending a moment ago, but I don't know if we stop. Maybe I moved someone. That's my fault, I'm a fool. Let's get, who had the Alexander Nobbs? I want to get a well-placed plasma grenade right there, and I think we should be able to destroy these turrets pretty quickly. Hopefully. I don't know. That's the idea. I've moved the turret up, and we are seen by them, but we're also getting a lot better shots in. Alright, everybody get the hell out of there. Get away from that, and get away from that quick. I didn't want to lose our own turret, but... okay, good, good, good. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, if we could take out... oh, we can't even see that one for some reason. If we move it up one, which we can do, but we're going to be right in their line of sight. I guess we'll just have to deal with that. There we go. Great, great. Now we'll be moving past them. Okay, now we just blast through this door, and... oh, we've got... we've got one of them sleeping in here. Hello. Who is that? Did we kill them? No, we did not. There we go. I guess it was a Marine. This is just a barracks or a bedroom. Let's get Templar Knight. Come back this way. Okay, alright. More turrets. We've got, looks like reactors. If we hit these reactors, we might be able to destroy those without having to go in. Be very careful. Okay, good, good, good. Cool, 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 cool. What's up here? Oh, these turrets are rough. Same thing. We have more turrets up this way, and we have more reactors in here. I think... yes, we can destroy that. I'm guessing there's probably a bedroom up here. I guess we'll check in just a second. Let's check out this reactor room, though. It looks a bit more interesting. I bet there's something behind these... no. Okay, anything behind those? No. There is a door, though. Now we've got... oh, we've got Forerunner metal. Now, Forerunner metal is really good. We can use that for weapons, and I think it might be used in some advanced crafting recipes. But, yeah, Forerunners are, of course, our gods. And this is some of the metal from the technology taken by filthy humans, no less, but now in the rightful hands of the Covenant once more. Okay, we got another door. Let's get through all the doors. Oh, good lord. Okay. Oh, okay. We've got more turrets. We might be able to do more of the same here if we throw some grenades. The issue is getting a well-placed grenade. But the closer we are, the better. Now, that did a little bit of damage, though. I guess we'll just keep chucking them right here, and eventually we'll end up destroying them. We'll just keep on keeping on. We should really make grenades an item that just all of our Ungoi soldiers have, because otherwise you end up with issues like this where this is so slow. But we could make it a bit of a staple of most of our Ungoi soldiers, and that way we could have a bunch of people in here actually using them to take out these turrets, as the three of us are doing right now. Ever so slow. Ever so slow. We are getting it, though. A few more of these and I think we'll have the turrets down. The issue is, too, these are fortified embrasures made of plasteel, and thus they're blocking much of the blast. There we go. How about you? Soon enough. Soon enough. One more, maybe. Or 2 or 3 more. Who knows? Jesus, it is going to take the entire arsenal of damn grenades. Come on. Oh, my God. One more. These human bases are a bit more fortified than we thought. There we go. Thank God. All right. Everybody, come up here and let us start blasting this damn door wide open. Good Lord. A big chain like this isn't all... Yeah, that's all right, Ryan. I'm sorry. It's not the best of ideas, but... Oh, Alexander Knobs, too. It's gonna be the fastest way for us to deal with this. You are all a bit expendable. Let's go ahead and do anything in here. Oh, why are there doctors? Okay. Is this the... Oh, my God. Is that a... Oh, it's a flood combat form. This isn't like a hospital. It's some type of experimentation room. Oh, my. Okay, well, let's kill them. Quickly. Oh, there we go. Yeah, start tending to everyone. Holy. That's a bit frightening. Let's bring our troops in. Everyone's tended to, except for Alexander Knobs, of course, or Ryan. I feel so bad we killed Llama Laughter, let Llama Laughter die. Completely my fault, utterly my fault, of course. I messed up pretty bad. But other than that, we're honestly fine. Can we claim things now? I think we can claim most of this. We'll be, of course, deconstructing most of this and bringing it back with us if we can. A lot of it, I still need to go into this room. I think it's just a bedroom, or a barracks like this one. But a lot of this will be good. We have some gold and stuff, but a lot of it I don't think we can actually deconstruct, as it appears to be the fortified walls. Anyhow, we need to destroy this combat form immediately. Why? Why would they? I'm sure they're studying it or something, these humans, but they have no idea just what they're messing with. We need to get those grenades and completely destroy this combat form. If even a single cell of it were to make it out of here, that could end this planet before we have a chance to take it over, and we can't have that happening. We'll destroy it with some grenades, completely evaporating it and incinerating it. One more, I think. Alright, thank the gods, thank the Forerunners. Alright, as for the humans, crawling away, begging for their lives, kill. As for we doing the exact same thing, let's carry us out of here. Naturally, as I'm sure you already know, we left no stone unstolen. We ripped up the flooring after tearing everything apart for its base components and resources, at which point we loaded it into our dropship and then we took it back to base. But before we began loading anything into our storage facilities, we immediately gave poor Llama Laughter a proper warrior's burial. And though yes, he was only truly born about a week or 2 ago, he fought with pride and glory, and that is more than most Ungoi can say. We would also continue tending to our wounded, ensuring that the infections they received would not be fatal. And even though many of our clones were injured and one of them had perished, I do still think that they have proven themselves more than formidable and useful to the Empire. That being said, we've already completed our cloning facility and the base here on the surface. We also, of course, have an entirely new army comprised of clones. Clones who can do more than just kill. Since they're not all that good at most things like, say, constructing or growing plants, they could do a lot of the hauling and cleaning around the base, taking that work off our hands, allowing us to go about finally building our holy vessel. The process of which would take many days, but these were days where we toiled and slaved away for our gods and the glory of the Covenant. and I would say that those are days well spent. As you can see, the fruits of our labor were incredible. We had built an entirely new portion onto the vessel, making it much larger and thus much more powerful in many ways, such as the brand new hangar bay that is capable of hauling both of our dropships as well as 2 Covenant tanks, also known as Wraiths, in case we were to do a ground invasion. We've officially transformed our ship from a reconnaissance vessel into a floating fortress. Now the only thing we need for the ship is a crew. It'll take an army to man a ship of this size, though. Oh, that's right, we already cloned one. It is time for us to take to the stars once again, for our true conquest of this planet is only beginning. Oh my, isn't she a beaut? If you guys have any names for our holy vessel, please let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to give this bad boy a name. I'd also like to expand it a bit, as it is still quite small for the purposes that we need it for, but I've also threw in a few things here while we're in orbit. We still have quite a few resources in our storage holds up here that I didn't, get out, and I should have, but that's fine, because we needed some automatic hydroponics that are going to be growing food exponentially faster than any normal hydroponics basin. We want it to be self-sufficient. If God forbid, Forerunners forbid, something happened to our surface base, we want to be able to, actually live on the ship itself. I've also added in a few weapons, and I'm also already taking a look at a UNSC base on the planet's surface. Now, I apologize if you're someone who's recently watched my previous series of building my own mech hive. You've already seen just how powerful lasers can be, of course, but it's very fitting with the Covenant, I think, to glass the planet with lasers. So, let's do that. I will say, we don't have all that many weapons aboard this ship, so I don't expect anything too crazy, but yeah, I still thought it was going to be enough. And you know what? I definitely think that it was. Holy God, I love it. I love it. We definitely need more weapons if we're going to attempt to glass more of these bases. But that was not too bad, I don't think. Not too bad at all. Let's destroy some of these other things like this Scorpion tank. Okay, maybe not exactly the most accurate type of weapons. Now, obviously, of course, as we saw and as I've shown a bit, we also have some other capabilities here. Did we already fire those plasmas? No, I don't think we did we? I don't know. Anyway, though, we also have other capabilities, of course, with our Wraiths, our dropships, things like that. So that's something huge that we're going to be able to use when we actually land on the planet. Now, I don't know how I feel about expanding this ship to be gigantic, because if we're doing that and using the Wraith, we're going to start struggling to find places to land to use them, but it's definitely something we could try to do. And as I've shown, we also have the capability here for our dropships. We left one back at the surface base in case we were to need it, or in case we want to dock up here with our yet-to-be-named vessel. Still, though, this is absolutely incredible. It's a very versatile vehicle, I think, and we're going to be doing so much with it, and I can't wait. As you probably know already, I absolutely adore glassing planets with lasers and destroying everything that we can, just as we have here. But the one caveat to this is that glassing the planet draws a lot of attention from the UNSC. We are now going to have to begin getting ready to deal with some attacks in orbit from their own vessels, I think. But then again, I suppose we expected that to be the case, didn't we? I'll see you later. Welcome aboard, Grunt. I am your new commander, Ratus, and this is our army. I'm sure you'll find yourself right at home here among your Ungoy brothers and sisters. Welcome to our Alpha outpost here on this human colony world in the rim of the galaxy. Find yourself a warm bunk and meet us in the mess hall for some delicious nutrient paste. I need to send an order up to our ship. yet another successful glassing. Truly, humanity's days are numbered here, and the Covenant shall have yet another rock within our empire. But truly, we can do better, can we not? I think we can. And in today's episode, we are going to be acquiring a lot of resources to build this ship bigger and better, and stronger, most importantly of all. Using, of course, our grunt army, well-equipped and well-armed, many of which with their mech suits. Well, don't just stand there and play with your methane tank, get your ass aboard the dropship, for the prophets will be preaching of our great victory and one of their glorious sermons for decades to come. The current strategy is to get the army in place as a bit of a cleanup team, for you see, we're going to be using the ship's lasers to decimate human forces, and then we'll be coming in to finish them off. As I'm sure you've noticed by this point, there's a severe lack of resources at this little UNSC camp. Not to worry though, for this was to be expected. Attacking these smaller bases draws less attention, and as you may recall, the most resource-rich component of the UNSC on this minor colony is their gear. Weapons and armor that are rich with plasteel. After we attack some of these bases and camps, we are going to be flying up the equipment to our vessel, where our team of clone Ungoi that we made last episode are going to be smelting it down into the bare resources we need. This will give us the opportunity to build even more powerful lasers for a proper glassing, one that won't even require us to come in with the army and to finish off some stragglers. Alas though, for now, that is not the case. I wasn't too concerned with coming over here and, we've been fighting them a lot, but that's a whole-ass Scorpion tank that is still functioning, I believe. Sounds like it might be burning, but for the most part, it is still intact. And perhaps the worst part, it seems like it's still functional in terms of its weapon systems. So I want to bring some of our Ungoi with their exosuits over to help us out with this. Anyone else, and I think they're going to get turned into Swiss cheese rather quickly. Probably, okay, so first of all, let's see if it's even functional, right? Because that's the real question here. Can it shoot us? Okay, I see the gun moving. Yes, it can. Move. Oh my god. We almost got blasted there. Yes, indeed. The turret of the tank is still functional. Can I claim any of this? No, I can't. That's a shame. If I stand right here, some of our people, we'll blast through the door. Okay. Now, we could try to hit it again with more glassing beams, but the issue is we're probably, almost definitely, not going to be accurate enough to only hit it. Let's go... Oh, can we not go across? What if I go here? Yes. Oh, that's so slow, though. Please don't let me get hit. Go, go. No, 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 no. Move, move, move. Move up. Oh... That was very close. Okay, jump out here, come back this way. Oh, why are we not shooting at that? Oh god, oh god, that got so close. We're gonna be playing a little game here with the tank. Oh my god, that's so scary. Oh please, no, it's about to go off. Oh god. If you so I'm looking at the actual turret itself. You can see when it's aiming there. Oh god, this will take forever. Oh god, this will take forever doing it this way. Oh man. Ooh. Jeez, this is tough. Okay, see if you can... No, please don't go that way. Please don't go that way. Come back this way. Oh god! Jeez, that scared me. That was almost really bad. Okay, draw the attention over here. Now move back and go that way. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, okay. Wait, but we're about to get hit again. We're about to get hit or shot at least. Oh, God. Oh, thank God it hit the wall. Oh, my God. He's so slow. He's so slow. Listen, we've got some insane technology, but that Scorpion tank is very scary. Okay, everybody move back again. I'm gonna try to hit it with some more orbital weapons. I normally wouldn't focus so heavily on something like this, but this tank is fully combat capable. Oh god, those orbital weapons completely missed. Fully combat capable, but can't move. Only the gun. We could get a lot of resources from it, but only if we can manage to destroy it and not get blown up. And I'm almost positive one of those shells could take out our Ungoy, even in our mech suit. So that's what's so scary about it. And every time Requiem gets close, he almost gets killed. I'm gonna bring... I guess I'll bring our exosuits back up this way. The orbital weapons completely flopped. They didn't even hit it. I guess I'll try again, but I'll lock on the target with our plasma cannons. We'll see, but we really need to make sure we don't hit our people, of course. Okay, here they come. Okay, and we almost hit our people. No more of that. We did hit the tank with one of them, I think, though. Would I say well worth it? I don't know about that, but kind of worth it. Oh my god. All right, let's get... but we're standing in the way. Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh, good lord. Oh, there we go, though. There we go. That's a step in the right direction. This tank is incredibly difficult. We kind of need to come this way instead. I wonder, can we bring snipers out to distract it, if even for just a moment? Yes. I want to do that. Damn, that turret still... Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's bring Thunder, the sniper, up here. Uh-oh. All right, we've got its attention. Oh my god. Callan Kelly, we are coming for you. Momentarily, I swear to it. We just need to destroy this big bastard. We need to upgrade the weapons of our ship. That way this doesn't happen anymore. Everybody get out of there, Thunder. Come back up here. Let's draw its attention. Oh my god! Requiem, no! If we didn't have these exosuits, we would be in such bad shape. Oh my god. Can't shoot us from here, I guess? That's odd. It could a second ago. What about now? Is it down? It's not even attacking us now. That's unusual. Did we kill the Marine inside? Maybe. Yeah, I think they might be dead. Or the cannon. Let's check. Let's check. Okay, so the engine's down. Everything's down. I think that's why. We do have to destroy it, though, because we can't just deconstruct it, so... There we go. Woo! That was an absolute bitch. All right, everybody, and I want our best doctors. How bad is Requiem? Now, I'm not saying that... Okay, now look at this. A simple bruise and crack. Now, crack to the spine, Requiem. Now, you are an absolute trooper, but you're not bleeding out. Okay, right index finger destroyed, Callan Kelly, but, I mean, let's be honest. Malnutrition! Jesus Christ, I need to be feeding you guys better. Yeah, let's get some folks over here. I always forget who my doctor is. We'll start tending to you right away. Garrick, you are a great doctor. We'll start tending to you guys to make sure that you don't die, of course, although, I mean, not too much of a chance of that happening since you are really not bleeding. Now, we do need to check the rest of these buildings. I'll do that ever so quickly, of course. I'm going to clean this place. We're going to deconstruct it. And, of course, as we have been doing, we're going to strip all these... Oh, why are you... texture issue. We're going to strip all these corpses, and we're going to be loading that armor up onto the dropship, and we'll take it up to our holy vessel. Well, that was the initial plan, but I actually ended up bringing the ship down to the surface. That way we could all go about collecting meals and kind of setting up a temporary base, which would be our ship for everyone since we had that little malnutrition problem. Not to worry, thanks to our hydroponics aboard the vessel and all sorts of wildlife and berries in this region, we would start eating quite well once more, and we were working even more well. Thanks to the tank, as well as all the equipment we had acquired from the human corpses, we would start smelting down and getting plenty of plasteel, gold, uranium, and other rare metals that we needed for ship components. Now begins the expansion of the ship's weapon systems. We're going to be adding in 4 decent-sized lasers in the kind of spinal section, I guess you would say, the midway point, along with some extra coolant tanks. Now, a bit of a reoccurring theme you'll notice throughout with Save Our Ship is the fact that, of course, you need an an added higher heat capacity for more weapons. Otherwise, you'll burn the whole damn thing up. And since we're going to be adding in even more additional lasers on the outside of the ship to make the perfect grand glassing beam, we need a lot of heat capacity. After a few days of these additions and making sure that everything will function properly, we are now ready to try them out. Forerunners, channel your holy cleansing light through our hands and rid us of these human parasites that plague your universe. Now that is much more like a glassing beam, a proper holy flame from the heavens, no? Ah, scorpion tanks. Yeah, I won't be making that mistake twice, even if it does cost us some of the resources. I will say though, as much as I love completely and utterly destroying bases in one fell swoop, we should probably dial it back a bit for the bases that we want to actually get resources from. Otherwise they look like volcanic wreckage. Though it really does make the job so much easier, and I mean, although we want to obtain more resources, our main objective is to take this planet, and to do that we need to glass as many human colonies and bases as possible. By this point, we had already cleansed what the locals call the Gomi Desert of all life. UNSC, insurrectionist, no one would be safe from the wrath of the Covenant. However, we had to wait a little bit because we were running very low on our stored energy because glassing takes a lot of power. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like we've got one of humanity's finest little fighters coming for us here. Look, I know that this is a minor colony of humanity, but I gotta tell you, I am just not all that impressed. Look at this. Barely even hitting our shields, while theirs have been destroyed, it would seem. Oh my, you poor foolish little humans. Are they at their, I think they hit their heat capacity there. Now we of course have some pretty low energy reserves, but we're building them back up rather quickly. The idea here is I am going to attempt my very best to destroy, what are we doing here? Let's advance on them, I guess. Get us a bit closer. I want to hit their engines and blow those out. Just like that, of course. And now it shouldn't be too hard for us to take this vessel for ourselves. I am going to hold fire on all of our lasers, and you know what? I think I'll set the plasma hit there. Or let's hold fire. And the only reason I want to hold fire is because I know for a fact that this great big human weapon, though it is a kinetic weapon, is going to have a lot of materials, and so is the rest of this if we can manage not to completely eradicate it. These are materials we can use to build our vessel much bigger. Our heat capacity is fine, but we're getting pretty close to tapping out if they keep this up. Now, I do have all of the clones. Oh, I meant to have all of the clones. I'm a fool. I'm trying to get all the clones down here to board the dropship. I have all of us in this dropship, but of course our Spec Ops units, as we well know, won't do all that great because of hypothermia. They can be in the vacuum of space, just not for a very long period of time. So let's get, I'm going to maintain our current range. Let's make sure, Jasmine, get to the pilot console. Oh, yeah. All right, start working on those heat capacities. They're starting, our shields are going to pop here very soon. We're already... we're starting to take some damage. All right, well, since it's taking a moment as badly as I don't want to, I am going to unleash hell upon their main gun because it's starting to crack our shields, and I don't want to have to waste materials on replacing our own. Although, this is still not very good for our heat capacity. Front of our ship has taken quite a bit of damage, so I'm actually going to attempt to advance to get away. Not advance, retreat. As you can see, we want to put some distance between us. We want that weapon of theirs not to be able to hit us all that well. We've also got our clones going out to intercept their vehicle, so best of both worlds. We'll be able to keep them at a distance. We are about to get hit. Looks like they're missing. I don't know if you can see that with compression on the video, but we did just avoid a barrage now that they're farther away. With our shields and our heat capacity, look at that heat capacity, that is terrible. We want them at a very far distance away so that they can no longer shoot at us, but we'll be able to come in with our vessel here, and we'll be able to actually intercept them. Let's see. Oh, Patches, you're getting burned. Everybody be careful. This shouldn't be roofed. Anytime I reload the game, it's roofed, so I don't want that roof. Remove the roof area. That's going to clear out all the superheated air. I'm trying to take as minimal damage to our own vessel as humanly humanly possible. We'll even do it in this room here. As you can see, we have much lower energy capacity at the moment. We're really sinking our energy using our weapons. Oh, we're at critical levels. We still have enough for the vessel to be operational, but that's pretty bad. Okay, alright, good. So we've created a breach in our heat sink rooms here, our coolant rooms. That way they don't overheat, because we also have power cells in here that could end up exploding if they get way too hot. We'll need to do some repairs on those, but they should be fine for the most part, and so should we. We are about to arrive at the human ship, and we'll be able to take it for ourselves once and for all. Here we go. Hello! I think almost all of the crew is dead. Dropship incoming. Indeed, it would appear that all the humans have either been destroyed or killed, or except for this one. That's an issue, though. Unless they're all in here, they might be. That's an issue, though, because I wanted that armor for materials, too. Thankfully, though, our clones have arrived. I'm gonna have half of our clones stay here in case they end up coming out of these doors. I swear. Yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, I was gonna say, I swear, I know there have to be more humans here, and there surely are. Oh yeah, there's a lot more. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay. Wait, don't... Oh, great. Oh, son of a bit. Oh, we killed him. Okay. I was very worried he was getting on that machine gun. Where are you trying to flee to? There's nowhere to go. They're attempting to EVA out. Alright, let's see. We'll toss some... do we toss grenades at that? It's gonna be faster for us to just shoot right through it, I think, right? Let's try and get in here. Boom. Okay, no more humans. That's interesting. Who's got the big brains around this place? None of you guys... Okay, I forgot. You're all clones. Of course not. None of you are any more intelligent than the other in terms of your intellectual skill. Let's try to hack the bridge. I really want to be able to deconstruct all of this instead of having to destroy it. Can I hack the bridge? Why can't you hack the bridge? Oh, we can't get in there because it broke? What about here? Let's go through this side then. Okay, and we'll break in through here. Alright, now let's try to hack the bridge. I don't know if this is going to work since their intellectual skills are a bit lower than needed. If not, we'll try to destroy it, but I want to keep as much intact as I can. Hello there, little human. Hello, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry, little buddy. We need this gear, though, you know? We need all of this, and so, you know, you're just gonna have to suffocate out there, I guess. Let's go about hauling some of this, because we want to make sure it's still here when we end up taking the vessel back over. We failed to hack it. Alright, damn it. Unfortunately, we're not exactly the most patient alien race. There we go. Alright, everyone back aboard the vessel, and we'll use the main ship to gather up this one. Alright, let's see. So, I think we should be able to retrieve. Yes, perfect. And we'll put it up here, and we'll be able to take it apart. Looks like our cooling tanks are starting to really cool down. They are red hot, though. Jeez. They're gonna need a lot of repairs, but we also have a lot of materials now. Let's also... we've got a lot of stuff over here. Should we... Yeah, I'm gonna start, you know what, I'll unload everyone, because it should be okay. And what I'll do is I'll actually go ahead and load all of this cargo. Every little bit counts, and we need as much as we can get realistically, right? Even the weapons and stuff, that way we can smelt them down. Oh, this guy's got some... Where's this person? There you are, let's strip you. You've got some great materials, friend. Yeah, let's take steel, uranium, plasteel, we'll take the weapons, we'll also take this tainted armor and smelt it down. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get all that loaded up, my friends, and then we'll head back over and we'll... I don't know, should we increase more weapons? I think we need to increase the size of our holy ship first, because we're kind of at the point now where we need more heat capacity and power capacity to be able to glass more of the planet, of course. I think we've got everything, right? Yes. Alright, everybody, back aboard. And true to our word, we would immediately begin deconstructing the human vessel for all of its primary components and resources, like a big great colony of ants or something shredding it. I don't know. I do know, however, we ended up with a lot of plasteel, uranium, and steel, which by this point, as you probably already could have guessed, is exactly what we need to continue expanding our ship. I'm actually going to be making the neck, I guess you would say, of the ship a bit thicker here. Not only because when we get into ship battles, I worry about this part being cut in half and separating the front, the head, and the body of the ship, which would be really bad. that, but also because this new area is going to give us enough room on either side of our barracks to go about adding new weapons, as well as heat sinks and more coolant tanks, expanding our heat network further. So, as we well know, we needed more power too, and with the uranium that we had acquired, we'd be able to make plenty of fuel for more fission reactors. Essentially meaning that we can expand our lasers for our glassing beam as much as we like, within reason of course, and so that's exactly what we did. I'm a big fan of the really big lasers, but I find having more of these smaller ones seems to be a bit more effective in killing humans. They are tiny and squishy after all. We have to go through these bases with a fine-tooth laser comb. And now that we have 26, yes, you heard me correctly, 26 of the normal-sized lasers and 4 of the much larger ones, I think we'll be able to go about our cleansing duties much better now. We would wipe every single instance of human existence on this planet off of this planet. It didn't matter if it were homes, if it were a city, if it were small bases, or even a laboratory. Wait a minute, a laboratory? Like the one on the asteroid where they were studying the parasite known as the Flood? Essentially a space zombie hive mind that is incredibly dangerous, and even a single spore could end a planet. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Or maybe not. It would seem that in our quest to cleanse this planet of a parasite known as humanity, we have unleashed something far, far worse. An enemy that consumes all but never sleeps. An endless enemy who is always listening through rock and metal and time. Our Spec Ops units would immediately begin engaging the Flood infection forms with their needle sniper rifles, trying to pick off as many as possible, but alas, it was useless. I diverted some of our units to attempt to rescue them, but we were quickly becoming surrounded. Our exosuit team would try to mow down the Flood in a firing line as fast as they rounded the corner to our entrance. This would result in burning hot plasma and plumes of steam and smoke from twisted, rotten flesh, thousands of pounds. But this was only the beginning, as a second wave of infection and carrier forms were coming right for our entrance, where we just so happened to have left many human corpses. A frequent vessel that the Flood likes to puppet around. Our fingers never left the triggers of our plasma rifles and pistols. However, as the assault continued and range wrenched our meager bodies and equipment, as sweat beaded at our brows, one thing was becoming more clear by the moment. We were outmanned, outgunned, completely surrounded, and as bad as I hate to say it, we were outclassed. There was only one thing that we could really do. I began making my retreat back to the center of our base with some of my squad. Ladies and gentlemen, it has truly been a pleasure serving with you all as your commander, but I am afraid we cannot let the parasite escape this place. Forerunners, forgive me for this. Indeed, I am afraid we would have to destroy everything that we had worked so damn hard to build on this planet. Glassing our own home, our own soldiers, because the Covenant must always be upheld, and the great journey waits for no one. I can't believe we just did that. We killed all of our brothers and sisters in arms. I guess that makes me the commander now? Oh, gods. I don't want to be commander anymore. Forerunners be with us.